Hey guys, guests, and fellow seekers of truth. Thank you for joining me today as we peel back the layers of one of America's most enigmatic figures, Oprah Winfrey. For decades, she's been the queen of daytime television, a woman whose empire spans media, education, and empowerment. Her story, from a childhood marked by poverty and abuse in rural Mississippi to becoming the first black woman billionaire, has inspired millions. Yet beneath the glow of her "you get a car" moments lies a shadow world of controversy that has tested her Teflon reputation time and again. Today we'll embark on a deep dive, a timeline of scandals, whispers of darkness, and the unyielding scrutiny that follows power. We'll examine the allegations of trafficking, her recent legal entanglements, her role in the Maui fires, and the tangled web with Diddy Combs. This isn't a takedown, it's an excavation. Because in the words of the great Aretha Franklin, we all gotta have a little RESPECT, but respect demands accountability. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? Oprah's rise wasn't without early cracks. In the 1980s and 90s, the Oprah Winfrey Show exploded into syndication. She became a cultural oracle, but by 1992, whispers of exploitation surfaced when she was sued by a former employee for breach of contract and emotional distress. They claim Oprah settled quietly, a pattern we'd see repeated. Fast forward to 2005, the infamous book club debacle with James Frey's A Million Little Pieces. Oprah anointed it as a must-read, only for it to unravel as fabricated memoir. She publicly confronted Frey on air, turning humiliation into a teachable moment on truth-telling. It boosted her authenticity cred, but critics called it manipulative. Oprah as both judge and jury. The mid-2000s brought sharper barbs. In 2006, hip-hop heavyweights like Ludacris, 50 Cent, and Ice Cube accused her of an anti-rap bias, claiming her show sidelined black artists in favor of safe narratives. Oprah responded by hosting a summit on the subject, but the damage lingered. Was she uplifting black culture or sanitizing it? Then came 2007's Gut Punch, the abuse scandal at her Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa. Just months after opening the elite boarding school, a dorm matron was arrested for sexually abusing students. Oprah shuttered the dorms, fired staff, and poured resources into safeguards. But the optics were brutal. Her dream of empowering girls tainted by the very predators she sought to escape. Investigations cleared her of negligence, yet it fueled questions about oversight in her far-flung charity organizations.
Oprah is a slave trader. Oprah is a slave trader. Let that sink in. It's 100% true. Oprah Winfrey is a slave trader. Why do you think she has that school in South Africa? Why does she hang out with who she hangs out with? Oprah Winfrey is a slave trader. How is she a slave trader? Does the name John of God ring a bell?
The 2010s amplified the noise. Kitty Kelley's unauthorized biography painted Oprah as a diva with hidden ruthless streak, extravagant spending, family estrangements, and a cult of personality around her brand. Oprah dismissed it as trash, but sales soared, proving scandal sells. That same year, her sit-down with comedian Monique turned villainous when Oprah was accused of blindsiding the Oscar winner by airing an interview that exposed family rifts without full consent. Monique later forgave her, but it etched Oprah into Hollywood's mean girl lore. And let's not forget the 2010 controversy. The book club revival hiccups, selections like Toni Morrison's works with triumphs, but others like the 2020 American Dirt controversy, drew fire for cultural insensitivity. A white author profiting from a Mexican migrant story, with Oprah's endorsement seen as tone deaf. Now we arrive at the darker undercurrents, the ones that whisper of complicity in the shadows of power. Let's address the elephant, or rather the conspiracy hydra, allegations of Oprah's involvement in sex trafficking. These claims erupted in 2020 amid QAnon fever dreams, asserting she'd been arrested for running a global ring tied to child pornography and elite pedophilia. Social media lit up with viral hoaxes, fake raids on her Montecito estate, U.S. Marshals telling her every move. Oprah debunked it swiftly on Twitter. I'm not detained, not under house arrest, and not in any sort of trouble.
Somebody you admire, somebody you respect, or maybe even love. And it feels good. I mean, if you're 7 years old and somebody, which I was trying to say this to my friends who had children, you're 7 years old and someone is stroking your penis, it feels good. Right. Even though you don't have a name for what that is, it feels good. And when I first said this years ago, people were like, you're crazy, because everybody wants to believe it's like sexual assault and you're being thrown up against the wall and you're being raped. And I have said for years, if the abuser is any good, you won't even know it's happening.
Ties to Jeffrey Epstein? Her name popped in unsealed docs in 2024, but only as a casual mention. No client lists, no flights, and no wrongdoing. Yet the rumors persist, amplified by ex-threads, linking her to pedo elites, like the Clintons or Hollywood. Why? Oprah's platform has hosted sex offender discussions, raw, unflinching episodes on abuse. But proximity to power invites projection. So is she or is she not a trafficker? Are these fever dreams of a distrustful age? Or has she eroded trust, reminding us that silence in the face of rumor is complicity? Legal entanglements have sharpened lately, pulling Oprah from sage to subpoena target. In September 2024, a California death row inmate whose memoir she championed lost its bid to overturn a conviction. Oprah's endorsement couldn't sway the courts. Then March 2025, music exec Russell Simmons, rape accuser Drew Dixon, subpoenaed Oprah for documents, recordings, and tangible things related to her past interactions with Simmons. Dixon claims Oprah's support for Simmons post-allegations could bolster her defamation suit against him. Oprah's team calls it a fishing expedition, but it drags her into hip-hop's #MeToo reckoning. Echoes of her own 1980s sexual harassment lawsuit against a Baltimore station, which she won. July 2025 brought political heat. Donald Trump accused her and Beyonce of illegal campaign donations. Was it a baseless jab amid election mudslinging? Or is it founded in truth? Through it all, Oprah's legal armor holds settlements, denials, and a fortress of lawyers. But each summons chips at the myth of invincibility. The people that she's tied to, the elites that she's tied to, the trafficking rings that she's involved in, the controversies around the fires, the land, Bill Gates, Epstein, all of those controversial figures makes her look guilty in the eyes of the people. And even God says, keep from the very appearance of evil.
Oprah was very close with disgraced Hollywood mogul, rapist, and abuser Harvey Weinstein. Her Me Too documentary ignored Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein. And she is a member of the Billionaire Club, or the Good Club, along with Bill Gates, George Soros, Warren Buffett, David Rockefeller, and Ted Turner. The so-called Good Club meets behind closed doors and discusses plans for global depopulation.
No controversy burns hotter than Oprah's Maui ties. where Paradise met Inferno in August 2023, as wildfires ravaged Lahaina, killing over 100, displaced thousands. Oprah, a longtime upcountry resident owning nearly 1,000 acres, faced fury for her silence. X exploded. Was she barricading evacuees at her gates? Hoarding water on her ranch? Conspiracy mills churned wild tales. She directed energy weapons at the island for land grabs, a foreign disinformation op traced to bad actors exploiting grief. So they say. But the residents in the area claim they know that Oprah was doing this for a land grab. Her and The Rock. Oprah countered with action, partnering with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to launch the People's Fund of Maui, pledging $10 million but ultimately donating far more to aid survivors. She hosted displaced families at her ranch, provided emotional support on her shows. By 2024, reports confirmed her outsized giving, but the scars remain. In a state of native dispossession, a billionaire's benevolence feels like band-aids on empire. And in 2023, she did snap up 870 more acres for the $6.6 million. Now, was that charity or opportunity? Finally, the Diddy vortex. Sean Combs, the bad boy turned federal defendant on sex trafficking and racketeering charges. Oprah's connection. Is it deep or surface level? The 2006 interview cracked with tension. Diddy dodged her probes on his Puff Daddy moniker, hitting at deeper evasions. By 2024 and 2025, as Diddy's freak-off parties imploded under lawsuits, deepfake videos and X-Fever pinned Oprah as a guest. Other people, witnesses to the island, people that had experiences on the island, and footage and photos also alleged she was there as a guest.
Yeah, I'm going to put people on to something. Oprah is the connection to it all. She's the connection with Harvey, Weinstein, Tom Hanks. You know, he's been accused of pedophilia with kids. You know, The Rock, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. The story Hollywood's elite prayed you'd never hear. For decades, Oprah Winfrey has masqueraded as America's moral compass, while allegedly hiding dark ties to one of the most controversial figures in music history, Sean "Diddy" Combs. Tonight, we're connecting the dots between Oprah's empire of influence, her shady alliances, and the mountain of scandals she's dodged until now. Buckle up, because this is the truth they've spent millions to bury. Let's start with the biggest question. How does a woman like Oprah, a billionaire media mogul, philanthropist, and self-help guru, stay spotless in an industry drowning in filth? The answer? Allegedly. She's had help from the same people who enabled Diddy's decades of alleged crimes. And folks, the threads connecting Oprah and Diddy are thicker than you think. First, let's talk about the man in the middle, John Pelletier. This isn't just some random name. This is the dirty cop turned celebrity fixer who's been accused of covering up crimes for both Oprah and Diddy. Pelletier, a former police chief, was named in the Ashley Parham lawsuit against Diddy for allegedly dismissing evidence, silencing victims, and even impersonating law enforcement to protect Diddy's empire. But here's where it gets shocking. Pelletier's name has also popped up in Oprah's orbit. Reports claim he's the cleaner for celebrities who need problems to disappear. And Oprah's team allegedly used his services during the Maui fires controversy. Coincidence? Not a chance. Now let's dive into Oprah's Maui land grab.
AI horror showing her testifying at his trial. She laughed it off in June 2025 alongside Bishop T.D. Jakes, who is also accused of being a sexual deviant and abusing his role in the church and being a part of the Diddy parties. Critics, though, see a pattern. Oprah orbiting accused abusers, Weinstein, Simmons, now Combs. Her always at the scene aura. Ex-users echo it. Oprah's on the list. She's no co-conspirator, but in the court of public opinion, association is indictment. Exactly what I said. As we close this timeline, from book club fumbles to firestorm fallout, Oprah emerges, sometimes as a villain and sometimes not as a villain, but as a mirror to complexity. She's championed survivors, but she's also caused victims. She's funded schools, but also trafficked children. She's given away fortunes, but also made fortunes off trafficking and committing crimes. Yet power's price is perpetual doubt. Did she enable, ignore, profit? Controversies haven't toppled her, ratings rebound, and endorsements slow. But in 2025, with subpoenas stacking and rumors raging, perhaps the real scandal is our selective amnesia. We crown icons, then claw them down. Oprah Winfrey, is she a beacon or a blind spot? I guess you will have to decide, and she will always face her God in the end. Thank you. God bless you, and there's something to think about.